You're tuned into Taiwan Grooves. Let's explore the local music scene. G'day mates, today I'm excited to be joined by 3 members of Mild Orange, a dream pop indie rock band from New Zealand. In this first episode, we'll discuss how the band came together, their move to London, and their return to New Zealand for a show after some time away. We'll wrap up the episode by exploring how they achieve certain sounds during their live performances. So please welcome Mild Orange.
Hello, kia ora. We are Mild Orange. We're a band from New Zealand that plays indie rock. My name is Mert. I play guitar, I sing, and I do the production and mixing.
My name is Barry, and I play the bass guitar.
My name's Jack, and I play the drums.
Awesome, hi. So together we have 4 members. There's 3 of you here representing now. You said indie rock. When I was hearing the band online, I did hear some kind of psychedelic elements there as well. Is there a direction that you kind of like going as well, or was it just a particular album that I was hearing?
There's definitely a psychedelic influence in our sound. I think that's to do with like a lot of our like what we're trying to do is it sound like dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like kind of a recurring theme throughout our albums that kind of like ends up gluing everything together a bit.
Right.
Some albums are more drivey or country than others, and some are more rocky, but yeah, I think the psychedelic thing kind of plays throughout all of it.
It's such a hard question because we just say indie rock, but it's such a broad term.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
It's I want to know the answer so I can describe it to people.
I like it because it can be like any tempo though.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you said like house music or something, like often you're like locked into like 128 BPM or something.
Right.
And then with indie music or indie rock,
It's way broader.
some of our songs can be like 6/4 timing or 4/4, and they could be like from 80 BPM all the way up to like 150.
Yeah, it's good. I don't like to ask this question as well because it's kind of like, you box yourself, like categorize yourself. But, you know, some people just, before they make any judgment or they want to hear something, they like to at least see, like, what am I going in for? Like, am I listening to
Roughly.
drum and bass or, you know? Yeah. All right, it's good. I like the music. It kind of gives me the vibe of like a soundtrack to life. You're just like feeling good, and it's like there's some kind of episode happening around me.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
That's a lovely word. For it.
Yeah.
All right, I would like to ask about some of your past before we jump into your work specifically. So Josh and Josh met first, put the band together, core members, and then would you walk me through how you guys met together, how you got together as a band?
Yeah, so the other Josh and I actually met at kindergarten when we were about 2 or 3 years old, and then jumped forward about, 18 years, and we were flatting together, and we were writing all of these songs, like, for the first album. And we didn't actually know we were friends in kindergarten until Josh's mum pulled out a picture of the 2 of us and was like, hey, you guys have been like he mentioned my name to her, like, oh, I'm making music with this guy, Josh Merdens, and then she pulls out a photo of us 2 at kindergarten together, and like we were living together and writing music and wrote the whole, like, most of the first album together, and we didn't even know that we'd known each other like half a life ago.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. It's like,
so you end up going to the same college?
yes.
Okay.
So we were all at the same university. It's called University of Otago in Dunedin, New Zealand. It's one of the further south cities in the world. The winters get cold and harsh, and the flats are damp and mouldy and not good, but it's like a beautiful city for making music. A really good music scene there. And Jack and Barry here were in another band called Albion Place together in Dunedin. And Barry and I were living in the hall together.
Yeah.
And Jar and I asked Barry if he wanted to join as the drummer.
I wanted to play drums.
Yeah.
And I said no. I can play bass.
Yeah, we wanted a drummer, but yeah, and then so
I brought Jack along because I thought, well, he's probably a better drummer than me.
But do you play both?
Nah. I play drums badly. I used to play the drums a wee bit when I was a bit younger, but
All right.
I feel like everyone can kind of play the drums.
yeah, I can keep
badly.
it. I can keep the time.
yeah.
But yeah, then I thought it would be better to get Jack, so me and Jack joined, and yeah, that was like 2017.
Yeah.
I think you guys have done like a couple shows before me and Jack joined, where like Jar would get up and play the drums and then go and play guitar again. And, like,
Busy.
yeah. And then from then on it's been the four of us. Yeah.
Sounds very smooth because usually finding the members you go through like, I would say breakup after breakup.
Yeah,
It's just
we're all just like really good mates at the core of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it in your blood. New Zealanders are very chill.
Yeah.
There's no drama. Just a curious question before I go anywhere. There's some kind of piano synth happening. Who's responsible for that?
I do that.
Great.
It's like I guess like when I'm piecing the productions together,
Right.
often like figuring out the arrangement and like how to make it work, and it's often like a puzzle, and sometimes like a synth or string section or something is kind of the glue that it needs to just hold the chord down or pull the mix together.
Right.
So that's when I often add those things in.
How do you manage that live once you go on stage and you're
Um,
trying to like recreate the album?
Josh and I use like a freeze pedal,
Mm-hmm.
which like we'll grab a note, like the root note of like or we'll play a chord, and then that we'll like ring that out with reverb, and then you freeze that, and it can just play under the song like the whole time, and you kind of just hear like a hanging note that kind of mimics the strings.
I see.
And then recently we've started playing with an extra guitarist live who is kind of doing the strings parts by like swelling big reverbs. Swelling reverbs is like often how we would do the strings thing. Like we kind of found out a way with our guitars to sound like a synth.
So you still do it live, like whatever you loop, you still have either person or somebody does it. You don't go with like a kind of backing track.
Oh,
with
never. No, we're so like when you come to see us live, everything is happening. Like
I can't wait.
like it's live music. So like as soon as I see a band that has like backing tracks and things, like, and you notice that, it like destroys the mystique of like, oh, what actually is happening right here, right now. And then you start to think like, oh, is any of this actually happening, or like, is it happening live for us right now in the room? And so everything we do live is
live
in that moment.
It's raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking this question because I went to 2 festivals recently, and I don't know if it's a Taiwanese trend recently. It's just there's a person missing on the piano, right? He couldn't make it, so they'll kind of have a whole backing track of his part. But once you listen very carefully, there are some like layered vocals also going on, and then you're kind of like, okay, they definitely have the beat going on, not just the BPM maybe. And then, as you said, it makes you question like, what exactly am I hearing? Like, is he singing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously live, but you know that it's kind of like I don't know if it's called cheating. It's kind of like you have little, what do you call it, on the bike, like helping wheels.
Yeah, training wheels.
It then like forces the band to be like, you can't be reactive to the moment then if you're like locked in. Like it's like being on a conveyor belt. And then like, the imperfections of live are what make live exciting. And so like, I think I would rather not have those things.
I see.
In order to have so much more live, like we can push and pull the tempos because we're not locked into BPM.
I reckon we'd struggle to play with tracks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we suck at playing to a click. We like, and Jack's good because he's the drummer, but like all of us, I think it's more natural and free flowing, and it's just that's what we do.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't mean to like judge. I'm just really asking as a amateur perspective. Like, is it something that is very trendy? Like, I'm sure it helps with keeping everything together and tight, right?
I think it is dependent on genre a lot as well. I think a lot of pop music, like if you're a vocalist and a pop star and you are touring, but you've got this crazy backing track, like it's a lot easier for you to just bring the track than the whole band ensemble. So I think it can work logistically, but I don't know. It depends how you write the music as well. We write often as 4 members, and then we play as 4 members, so it just makes sense.
Yeah. I guess experience does that. You just don't need the training wheels.
Training wheels, I like that too.
All right, so you're in university, you get a band, 2016, you started, you hit it off, you're writing songs, everything's going well. Now, what made the switch? Where did the idea come from? Like, hey, it's time to relocate and like maybe expose ourselves to a bigger market.
I think the like turning point for us was, I mean, we'd been finding a lot of success in New Zealand, touring a lot and playing festivals, but the turning point for us was our first European tour. And by that point, like, our music had been going really well online and like had found a global fan base, which we're very grateful for. Like with our first few releases, just managed to find all the people we wanted to find around the world. And that's largely thanks to a Ukrainian YouTuber called Alona Shemries who shared our music. I'd sent it to her and she hadn't actually replied, and then we woke up one morning and was like on her channel, and we were like, oh my god, and like all of a sudden like millions of views were coming in from around the world, and you had people like being like, you know, come here to play. And then
wow, that's one power of one YouTuber.
Yeah And then we booked European tour and we did 21 dates.
Yeah, that was straight out of university as well. So I think we'd all just like finished our last exams, graduated, and then went and did a European tour. It was crazy.
We were pretty naive.
So naive.
Late to sound checks. Probably too many beers.
We were excited. It was all of our first time in Europe.
Right.
Like and like we like normally New Zealand bands will their first experience overseas touring will be like Australia because it's the closest. But our first time playing overseas was in Budapest, Hungary,
crazy.
On the Danube.
Danube River. We weren't really prepared for international touring, but like doing these 21 dates in a row, like I think it was in 21 and 30 days, like bang, 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 like that really put us into shape.
It was a good lesson.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's insane for the first overseas experience. To book so many cities. Usually, you know, you just get invited and you're like, oh, the costs and all that, but you're just.
We were like sleeping on couches here and there, like sleeping in backpackers.
Shared a lot of beds together.
Yeah,
36 room bed dorm.
We did it on nothing really, but it was so much
amazing
fun.
Experience. I guess. Yeah,
we look back with such good memories.
It built us like the base of an amazing European fan base as well.
Yeah,
like we put in that hard work, and then we've been back multiple times now, and go back to cities like Amsterdam, Paris, and Copenhagen for like the third time now, and there's people there that have come to our show in 2019 or. It was like laying foundations.
And I think that's the moment when we were like, hey, we can actually do this. We'd all graduated and it was just like the perfect timing, like, well, let's just go full steam at the band. And then from there we started like booking like US tours and more New Zealand tours and released another album, and here we are with album 4 now. And here we are in Taiwan, which is it's awesome.
So you thought, all right, European market is you have your existing fan base and you just want to explore it and you just don't want to travel, so you just moved. You're based in London now, right?
Yeah, half of us.
Yeah, we all moved together in 2022.
Okay.
We all actually lived together with our girlfriends and one other friend, so there's like 9 of us in this one flat. It was super fun. It felt like, you know, friends. So I did a 2-year stint there, and then we kind of all dispersed after like the 2 years. Josh and Josh still live in London. Tom now lives in Melbourne, and I'm back in New Zealand.
Wow.
But we just kind of meet up and
we make it work,
and yeah, we're still touring and still writing music, so
that's
the main thing.
Is it tough now to like write over, how do you do it, Zoom?
We're yet to experience, because when we kind of dispersed, we had an album already kind of recorded. So that took up a lot of time of that being prepared and produced. But now that we're starting to write again, we'll have to adapt a lot more.
But even now, there's like 10 songs in the pipeline that are like
just like ready to be polished. And
we have them all like on a SoundCloud, like the most up-to-date demo. We'll have it like as to the best of its like ability at the time, and we can all listen and add to and do what we want with it. So I guess that's how we do it now going forward. And when we're together, we jam and write when we can. Yeah,
I think on this like each album has been like quite a different stage in our lives and quite different like scenario. Like the first one being in university, the second one we all went to a beach town for a month, the third one we wrote in lockdown together, and then the fourth one we wrote moving to London. And so I think this fifth one, now we're all living in different parts of the world.
Right.
It'll have its own process. So I think we've been talking about maybe we want to come together somewhere for like a month. Like we were thinking somewhere in Asia would be cool.
Yeah, that sounds like it's your strategy. You just kind of meet at one house, stay there for a month, and jam out an album.
Yeah. And then like also living apart, we'll all have quite different influences and experiences to put into the project, which will make for an interesting chapter.
Great. Now, just one more question about London times. That must have been amazing. My girlfriend always have this idea of like, yeah, we need to find kind of like a friend's idea. People living together, you know, can help taking care of plants, cats, whatever. So you're living in London. Was it very different from New Zealand scene?
Yeah.
As like everything, like you're living in completely different time zone, city. Does it influence your making of music, the way you like go and play the shows, the way you're marketing? Like you're an independent band still, right?
Yeah.
So you do everything your own.
Yeah.
You have to market, you have to play shows, you have to book it. Now, how are the differences between these two places?
Well, I'll start off by saying London has twice the population of New Zealand. Like our whole country, twice the population living in London. So that was quite a like change up for us, all coming from like small towns in New Zealand, and then now living in this city where it's like
and like
unforgiving and just like in your face. But like it's such a rewarding experience, like finding your groove in a city so like mighty.
Houses are like attached to each other, and like random people live above you or below you, or it's just like
or you come home and you're just like got like city juice on you or something. Yeah. It's been a change up, and that's where like a song on our latest record called Mood, like that came to
That's
be.
my favorite from The Glow.
Oh, nice.
cool. It's my favorite.
Yeah. And that's about like adjusting to this new city life, and like when I'm daydreaming, like my head, to like cope with the city, I would just be thinking of New Zealand, like the craggy coastlines in my head, like pulling me out of the cityscape while the passage of time moved over my mind, and like adjusting. But then we finally found our groove in London, and it started working for us, and yeah, it's been quite rewarding.
Craggy coastlines in my head, pull me out of the cityscape. This passage of time skips over my mind. Bet you know this placid state, nearby long grass and calm lakes. Have you kept out the plastic waste? Has transits found a new pace? It's been about a minute now. Thanks for your precious time, and as life slows by, please remain calm. Do a little dive at some Ulaanbaatar. Keep it coming now, just don't let us touch the ground. La la la.
Was it very tough to like, because now you're competing with so many bands that go to London, so to book places, to like make yourself visible? Because you know, in New Zealand, because of the population is lower, you're kind of fighting with less bands, so everybody knows you around the festivals and all that. Now you're completely in a new environment, it's bigger, and now you have to like fight for the spotlight a little bit.
Yeah, I think totally. I think it was the small fish, big pond, like to the extreme. I think for us, the move was more like a Northern Hemisphere centric move rather than specifically within London and the UK. We moved at a time where we weren't sure. So we were going on a European tour. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to get back into New Zealand because we had quite tight COVID restrictions.
All right,
so
2022.
That kind of led us to make the decision to just move to London, where it was like, it's easy for Kiwis to live in London, but it's very close to Europe. It's closer to the States as well. So from there, we managed to tour the UK and Europe twice, and the States
In Australia.
twice.
States like 3 times or not?
Yeah.
3 times.
So we just it was more for us a move to the Northern Hemisphere
Yeah.
at a time when New Zealand is far away at the best of times, but in COVID, it felt so far away.
Yeah.
So that kind of led us to making that decision.
We feel like we're in like the epicenter of the world, being in London, like compared to New Zealand, which is like you see it on a map and we're like the middle of nowhere.
Not very accessible.
Yeah. And so like being in London, it does feel like you are in this like global city, and like our global reach has been like we've been working on that, being a global band since being there. Opportunities like going to Morocco for a music festival that we've done 2 years in a row. Like we wouldn't have been able to do that just flying from New Zealand, but like we could hop over for the weekend and then like touring the US, like so much easier from London. it's been good for us.
We initially thought of moving to Rotterdam.
Oh, that's
I was gonna ask if you had another city in mind.
So like London
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
even
right.
like necessarily like, it wasn't we wanted to move to London, it was we wanted to leave the Southern Hemisphere and be closer to the
Yeah.
rest of the world, I think.
Yeah. And like we haven't solely focused on like trying to crack London. Like it's just been like an amazing base and a really a good place to be inspired and be the next chapter.
Largely a personal move as well.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
Kiwis just kind of, that's the thing to do, to move to London after university as well.
Yeah.
Easier that the
Yeah.
language is
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. It's not really a culture shock.
No.
Except for the population thing.
Yeah.
So,
And then all of our friends are there as well. Like all of our friends from university all moved over at the same time. Like you could have like a party with like 100 of us there, all
Yeah.
from New Zealand. It was nuts. And there's a lot of them are still there with us. It's cool.
It's just a good like launching pad for Europe and and in the US and
yeah, logistically it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm.
Why Rotterdam though? I did my internship there and I lived there for a bit, so I'm like, why not Amsterdam or Hague or something?
I don't know why Rotterdam, we were just like,
we heard it was like artsy and kind of music.
yeah,
and
we were, I don't know.
We had like a little bit of a anti-London streak for a bit
Yeah.
because all of our friends were going there and we were like, oh, we want to do something different. And then
Well,
we ended up going to
London,
London.
so-
We realised how hard it is to
Yeah.
the Dutch government can
Yeah.
be quite tricky.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, the housing crisis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Rotterdam and Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Right. So you came back for a Asian Pacific tour now in 2026. Was there, well, the two of you already moved that way, so it's not that much of a change. But for Josh 1, Josh 2, was there any like bigger like, oh, homecoming, the festival scene has grown a lot, or there's so many new great bands coming up, or something that kind of made you go back and be like, wow, I still have my roots here. There's still so many fans that I haven't seen them for a while.
It's been 4 years since we've toured in New Zealand and Australia.
Might be the opposite, eh?
What?
Like a home show could be probably London now.
Yeah. Well, we were saying what our home show is now, and like
Yeah.
honestly, like Paris and Amsterdam are like the two best
Yeah.
cities for us.
Okay.
Which is we've been trying to talk about this recently. Like, what is our home? Like our home is like New Zealand, like in our heart, and as far as our fans are, and like we don't actually know, and like we think maybe the strongest connection in Paris and Amsterdam. So
What does it go by? Like, where the tickets sold out the fastest?
yeah.
the
That like
images.
the audience and just like the feedback we get,
Mm.
and yeah, in New Zealand, it was really cool going back. Like it was really cool to like play with the New Zealand audience again because it had been 4 years. The music scene's changed a lot since we left.
It's always nice to go back. I think it's always going to be like home for us, you know what I mean? But Mild Orange has always had a global outlook and a worldly outlook.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not like we go back and I don't know. It's a hard one. It's not like home, but it is home.
I see. Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, going back after a certain time, like, little shock, like going to London and now going back, like, oh my God, everything is so easy to book. So we have so many people that can help us with this and this. You're not completely in an isolated, competitive environment. Yeah.
Totally. It's a lot easier and
It
familiar.
is, yeah.
It's like what we grew up in and playing in. When we toured New Zealand like 5-6 times, we'd just book it ourselves,
We still do.
and we still do. We just
Yeah.
ring the same venues, say, can we play another show? And they're like, yep.
And we do the promotion ourselves, and we're just
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll get some tips after recording.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just very curious because I keep thinking about Parcels and how they made the move to Berlin.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, you're from Australia. Why would you go to Berlin?
Yeah.
But now you explain it, totally makes sense. Like, you're in the center of the world.
And their home crowd is probably Berlin now or
Yeah.
somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really pop off in Australia until
No.
they popped off in Europe. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they would have a tough time answering that home question as well.
Hope I'll have them someday.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask. Your latest album, The Glow, from 2025, fourth recording, correct?
yes.
Now, obviously, you do different music in different stage of life, as you said. One is in lockdown, one is there, one is here, one is you're together jamming. What do you think is the biggest difference between the previous albums and The Glow? Like, what did you want to highlight in this, or was there any other little direction that you wanted to take?
When we were traveling the States on a tour with Boom V for It in 2023, we were kind of in the process of writing The Glow, weren't we? We had a couple of songs.
Yeah.
But it was largely influenced just by driving that vast country. Like, it just, I don't know, we were listening to a lot of like Kurt Vile and War on Drugs, and we just really kind of enjoyed that Americana sound.
That's like the first half, eh?
Yeah.
But then the second half is like us reacting to the city lights and
Yeah.
the city of, like in London, the whole thing's like a transience, eh?
Yeah.
The journey in USA, it's for going places, and then like same with the other one, that was like a lot of it's like talking about like what is home, and like also adjusting to a new life on the other side of the world, and like missing the other one, missing your old life, and but also loving that there's this new direction, a new path that we're going on, and like how we've managed to keep it all up. I think on this record we're more confident with our ideas.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So that's theme-wise. How about more like sound-wise? Like, are you planning to add new elements, more synth? There's gonna be double guitar going on. There's, I don't know, something.
Yeah, we'll just like let the songs unfold themselves. Like, we don't quite go in being like, we need to have this and this and this.
Right.
We'll come up with the songs or like ideas, and then they'll like unfold over like months sometimes, and we'll record. Some of the songs have like 40 guitars running at once of layers. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like it, but that just like adds to the sound, like mood. Like my guitar, I think I've got like, there's probably like 20 to 30 of just my guitar going at once, and it gives it that sound. And that's just like a thing that happened from trying to record and just like being more confident to make those decisions, to be like, oh yeah, why not? And as well, like there actually was an intention to have more strings and orchestral arrangement mixed in with what we're doing, and I think more drive tones and drier sounds here and there. It's definitely pretty dreamy still though.
Yeah.
So that's where you're keeping still the element of dreamy.
Yeah, still mild orange.
Enough reverb on there would be right.
Yeah.
We're like addicted to reverb.
Yeah. Our sound engineer hates it. Makes it a nightmare for him, mate.
Yeah, live.
And that's all the time we have for today, but thanks for listening, and join us for next week's episode where we'll continue our talks and dive into their latest album, The Glow. Thank you, and see you next week.
But you never really thought